Normally you would speak like this distance, and the gain on the audio interface is at 12 o'clock in the middle, all the way straight in the middle. And if you wanted to make it sound more interesting, you can talk slower. If you talk slower and calmer, it's more relaxing. If you I don't know, I can't see myself there. I think it's okay. So this is the distance now. I'm talking like this far. It's not very close, and I can talk. If you want to make more interesting, if you want to make it more interesting, you can talk slower. Talk slower and just take your time. Relax while you're speaking. Let your voice really calm down. And if you want to get it sound even a little bit better, you can, after keeping your voice pace slow, this is actually against the current. If you want to really make your voice, if you want to make the sound more interesting, really all you have to do is keep talking slower and take some pauses. This is against the current trend of the internet, where everything has to be rushed and nobody has time for anything. But really, you can speed this up later if you wanted to. And most important is that you feel okay with the pace of the voice you have. And also it's important not to repeat things too much, and I actually do this all the time. I repeat so many things all the time. And there is one trick: if you wanted to sound more with more presence, you see that I say p, this pop filter prevents any distortion. The pop sounds, they're not so powerful to cause problems in the sound, hopefully. And when you talk closer to the microphone, then you have this presence boosts. It's the proximity effect in this sound. And if you combine the way of talking slower and the proximity effect, then you really get something that sounds more interesting to whoever is listening to and pleasing to hear, hopefully not too much distorted. You really have to watch out for the levels on the audio interface when you do this, because it might cause issues with the levels, because as you talk closer to the microphone, it will also, the signal is more powerful and it could distort. As you talk closer to the microphone, the signal gets more powerful and it could distort. So when you get closer to the microphone, it's really better if you don't talk very loud or keep a constant monotone voice. Not exactly monotone like mine, but it's really, I believe everyone has their own style of talking, and it doesn't really matter how, as long as you don't force yourself to do something too much. Okay, enough with the too much talking about stuff. So this is really, if you want to have the proximity effect. So going further back now, also when you talk further back, so now I'm really far away from the microphone, about more than half meter, maybe 60 centimeters. I'm really far away and I'm coming closer as I talk, and the closer I come, the louder the signal and more clear. Also, another thing is that when you talk closer to the microphone, the noises from the background, outside, or any noises you might have, a fan or a computer, they will be not so noticeable, because the signal from your voice is more strong and you will not have so much background noise, or it will be not noticeable, at least like this. So it's really important when you do a voiceover, you really talk closer like this, and you keep the microphone, or you look at the screen and you read what you need to read, or you make a comment like I do. I don't really have anything written. It's all improvised. Maybe it's not the best thing to have it all improvised like this, but it's easier. It's the easy thing. I tried to read from a script and I really sound like a robot, so it's important that you talk naturally, like you talk to someone you know, you talk to a friend, and you explain to them how to do something or describe what's happening on the screen. If it's a voiceover, in this case, explaining how to use this thing. This setup is not really ideal. The arm is a little bit not great, but it was the cheapest thing. It was the cheapest thing I had from before. Even it's not the actual Rode arm, but it's fine. It's sitting here, and most recently, as you probably noticed in the videos, it's not used so much because it's easier to use this it's easier to use this